So what was the main story you wanted to tell in the ring?
I had the story I wanted to tell in the ring was, one, I don't belong here. It was important to tell that part of the story. I think a lot of celebrities don't come in and do that properly. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
like I wanted to make sure there was a real moment of like, especially when Drew walked in. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to always show that Logan was better than me, but I wanted to make sure that I was clearly in a different class than this grown man that's been wrestling his whole life. And it was important, but then it was important to show the story of the story of Jelly Roll, of the like overcoming adversity. My favorite movie ever is Cool Runnings.
What a movie.
It's a great movie, dude. And it's like, it shows that sometimes you can do everything right, but the sled will break. You know what I mean? Was like, I did everything I could right. And that's the last part I wanted to tell the story. It was like, I did everything I could, y'all. But the sled broke, man. Like there was no way I was going to beat these wrestlers.
I thought for sure you were going to win. That's what typically happens when a celebrity comes into WWE.
Yeah, I fought that immediately. It's one of the first things I fought was like, yo, man, I don't want to go out. And
was that the original plan? Was to have you win?
Yeah. It was originally baby faces up. So the day of, I'd been dropping it in Shane's ear the whole time. I'm like, Shane, I want to lose this match. And he was finally like, brother, you're going to have to take that up with them. You know, and I was like, cool. So I came down and me and Triple H talked about it right there at the ring that day. I said, you know what I'm coming to talk about? He said, I want to hear it. And I gave it to him and he was like, all right.
What was the pitch?
It was an easy pitch. I was just like, it took three things. One, it's the right thing to do. We'll start at core. Like, let's just start at core values here. No celebrity has any business coming in and pinning a wrestler on their first ring without some extreme circumstance. You know what I mean? Like if Randy comes out and double RKOs everybody while I'm out and puts me on top of somebody, you know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? But two, I can always come back. Like, I don't think any other celebrity ever really cared enough to think full angle through. You know what I mean? Was like, if I lose this, like I love Logan. That's my friend in real life. But every time he's in that ring now, he's got to wonder if at some point he's going to hear, you know, I got it. So come and get it. You know what I'm saying? He's got to wonder about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Drew too. If I really owe one of them, it's Drew. You know, so that was part two of it. Was like, I also was like smart enough to be like, yo, I want to angle in. And I was like, and I don't want to be remembered as a celebrity who did the thing. And Triple H stopped me. And this will probably be an Unreal because it was so gangster. He said, I will tell you this though. He said Floyd wanted to lose the Big Show. That's super. I don't know if I should even be sharing that, but he told me that, and I thought that was cool.
So I love the story because, like, I love the story that you guys are telling in the ring because it's very clear that, like, you don't belong, right? Like, that's the story that's being told there. But then when you did start getting some offense in, you surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, that was the goal. It was cool. We knew that we knew that we could show a little something early to try to get people in. Can I tell you how great Shane and Sean are as producers? They were telling me, they were like, look, by the time that you get to this spot in the match where Randy comes back in, Drew comes back in and kind of throws you around again, he's going to hit Randy with a cheap shot. And that's going to finally be the moment. 2 or 3 times before that moment, they're going to get really close to just like losing their mind about Randy getting in the ring, but they're going to start the Randy chant right then. And he was like, that'll be the hot tag. And I remember thinking, you know, how can you be so certain the timing of that? You know what I mean? And I'm not bullshitting, dude. As soon as Drew goes out that ring, Randy, I was like, and in my mind, I'm going, that's what we're doing next. That's the next spot. It's the hot tag. And he's coming in at perfect time. And in my mind, I'm like laying there, you know, acting like I can't get to the corner, but I'm really thinking, fuck Shane, you're so good. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
did you expect the jelly roll?
No,
chance?
But it was so good, dude. It's the first thing Logan said when I came backstage. And Drew, they were like, you got over, dude.
Yeah.
It was like, especially in the room, because I want to remind people watching at home, when you're actually in the room, you're not dissecting, you're living in it. You know what I mean? And like, that's where you can tell if something's actually working because they're not hearing commentary. They're not seeing the story from multiple angles. They're seeing it from their seat and what's on that screen. And you are selling them an entire story in silence. All you're hearing is the booms, dooms, ooh. You know what I mean? Like, It's crazy when you're in the rooms. Please, every wrestling fan, try to make your way to a live show if you've never been, you know? I didn't expect that. And also what I didn't expect was whenever they were carrying me out and I did the turnaround. Like I thought I'd get a pop, but I didn't think I'd get like the pop. You know what I mean? It was like that was the moment for me too.